What did your friend do that accidentally turned you on? A colleague friend took care of my wounded knee during work. We were alone in the canteen, and he was very sweet and caring. Guess I'm not used to that. Edit. Spelling. Me. I cut my hand at a previous job pretty good, and my coworker came, and he bandaged my hand up, and I was like, darn on boy. Just being cared for like that is such a turn on. He was driving, and I was riding shotgun. He had to reverse to parallel park, and turned his torso towards me, putting his arm around my seat in order to look back. He did that so confidently and effortless that it made me feel a little funny. You mean my good parking skills could actually be useful? Was talking with a coworker and her friend walked behind her and tugged her hair as a joke. Her reaction was a quick lip bite and eyes rolled up. It happened so fast, but I had to walk away for a moment. A group of us went to a firework display, and during the usual louder and bigger finale fireworks she jumped, grabbed my arm tight, and didn't let go. Not sure what happened inside me, but yeah, that did it. That's some anime right there. Now we just need the part where she confessed, but the fireworks were too loud, and you couldn't hear it. We were neighbors. She just kicked out her ex-BF, and we lost power due to an ice storm. The power was restored later, but her heat wasn't working right. She called it in, but the maintenance people were busy with calls to fix heat in other units too. We were hanging out at my place watching movies and basking in my heat, though it was still chilly. So we were sharing a blanket on the couch, snuggled up together, and drinking whiskey. She passed out on the couch, so I put on an extra blanket on her and went to my room. About 1 hour later, she walks into my room and just falls into bed next to me, gets under he covers and snuggles up to me and says I'm cold and passes out. I dunno, maybe I felt wanted and that she came to me for comfort. We didn't hook up or anything. The next morning she woke up and she made me breakfast and went back to her apartment to get her heat fixed. Held my hand for a few seconds. Just happened a few days ago. She was driving, and we held hands for a while. I'm still evaluating why that had such an impact on me. When he flicked between languages whilst talking on the phone with his mother and then asking me to pass him his wallet, I knew people could switch it on and off like that, but I've never seen the flow quite as effortless. Ruffled my hair. It wasn't that big a deal, but she was one of my close friends and that just, wow. He still does this. He takes my shopping bags and puts his hand on my back as we cross streets. I'm short and I have a limp and he's so kind and caring about it. We used to do this thing where she'd kiss my cheek whenever we said bye. She kissed my neck on accident because I moved. I think someone distracted me at a party. That's one of my sensitive spots. And yeah. Edit, we've been dating happily now for 6 years. My back is an erogenous zone for me. Whenever a friend of mine gets too huggy I need to quietly extract myself from the mayo. We were going to a picnic with our classmates. This was in 10th grade. I'm doing 2nd year of college now, and we were in this deluxe gigantic bus. We actually played hide and seek in the bus. Anyways, so while we were playing, I crossed my legs and sat down under one of the seats, and a female friend of mine came to the same spot and asked if she could hide with me. I agreed and she lied down and placed her head on my lap, but her head was exactly on my happy stick. It kinda turned me on, but I was trying really hard not to have a hard on and creep her out. Luckily, my efforts were not in vain. I still keep in touch with her and actually mentioned this to her a few months before the pandemic hit. She admitted that she knew she was on my happy stick, but didn't want to move because she thought that would make me feel awkward. We had a good chuckle, and we are still good friends. I remember a girl classmate friend liking the smell of my deodorant and just grabbing onto my arm, and then proceed to walk beside me. Sat beside each other. She laid her head down onto my lap. I went into panic mode and promptly jumped in my seat, making her sit back up. You idiot. At the school dance, a friend who I had a crush on came over and sat on my lap, despite there being plenty of free chairs next to me, and just casually had a conversation. Edit. Geez. When I posted this, I never expected it to get this much attention, let alone get awards. So thank you for them. This is my most upvoted thing on Reddit ever, which is crazy. Anyway, to all who wanted to know, she was not into me the same way I was into her, as I found out a while later when I got told we were just friends. So to whoever asked if we smashed, I regret to inform you that we did not. Also, I'm aware the thread said accidentally, and I'm pretty sure that she wasn't trying to turn me on. But it did, haha. She knew and was F with you, or trying to get you to make a move. As a guy, I decided to fall asleep on a close friend's lap, who then proceeded to stroke my hair and lightly pulling it. It was really hard to fall asleep cause I was more worried that I'd get a boner from that. She asked me to touch her thigh. She was very proud of them after working out. Little did she know I really like thighs. We are engaged now. Narrator. She knew. My crush felt my hoodie because it was soft. IDK, it felt weird and turned me on. God, I'm so lonely. Whisper in my ear. Instant boner. Omelette du fromage. Probably wasn't accidental, but I was drinking with a friend of mine one night and she was be about her boyfriend at the time. I had always been interested in her, but I also respected it when she got into relationships. Even though I really didn't like this guy she was with, she said she was gonna go to bed and that I could crash on the couch since I had been drinking. She started stretching in front of me and said that she always stretches before bed. Now I wouldn't have questioned this, but she was sticking her right in my face and she was getting into some pretty suggestive poses on the floor. She went to bed and the next day thanked me for letting her vent. A lot of people told me she was trying to F and I should went for it, but she had been drinking and had a boyfriend, so there were 2 red flags for me to not even try. Edit. Thanks for the awards. She was pulling me like aggressively but playfully. There came this weird comfort I had never felt even from my parents. Lol. When I was a freshman and taking a 6 AM class and going to practice an hour after school, she let me take a nap with her lap as a pillow and played with my hair. S was so relaxing. Also, another girl got drunk and nibbled on my ear and I was like, oh S. Gonorad grabbed my arm as we were walking. I'm assuming you ate one of their A. She was my female best friend at the time. We went out to watch A Star Is Born. She rested her head on my right shoulder. I was on cloud 9. I miss her. Have had several female friends bite me in a playful manner. Turned me on every single time. And she probably knew. I had this friend that, while having long phone call sessions, she used to talk to me in this seductive sounding Colombian accent and called me bizcocho, which is cake in Spanish. Never thought being called a dessert would be hot. Or maybe I'm just weird. I was making coffee in my AeroPress for us and pressing slowly on the top of it like you're supposed to, when she shouldered me over a little and leaned on my hand to push it down faster. It was cute as F and I'll never forget it. Damn/r/coffee has finally primed itself for horny jail. Girl was really affectionate and hugged everyone. When she got to hugging me, I was really awkward, so I admitted that I had never hugged a girl before. She said, and I quote, "It's fine, I'll be your first time." All my friends were laughing at how that sounded, and high school me was rock hard. I was in 6th form and all of our friends, male and female, were sat in one of the small rooms. There wasn't enough seats, so people were all sat on each other's laps. One of the girls was sat on my lap. This in of itself wasn't very arousing. She was a very quiet girl and just a friend, so I didn't think much of it. During one of the group conversations, someone started singing, so, as you do, we all joined in. Singing and doing a jig. I was bouncing the quiet girl on my knee while we all sang. She leaned in and whispered in my ear, "Can you stop bouncing me on your knee? You're making me really wet." Well, I didn't stop, but I also didn't stand up for a good 30 minutes. I was not expecting that. She dried my motorcycle seat with her sleeve while I was putting my helmet on. This is just so wholesome. Was very cavalier about getting changed in front of me. Just taking her bra off under her top to get comfortable is a good one too. She looked at me. WW. Wait, what? Damn, she likes you 100%. Have this friend of mine. One day at home, while we were drinking with some other friends, she started singing. At that moment I looked at her and didn't just see my friend. I saw a very attractive young woman. I sometimes still see that moment when I look at her and shake the thought away. I slept over my friend's house because it was late and I didn't feel like driving home. She walks out of the room to change into what she sleeps in, which was a sleeveless band shirt with holes in it. The armholes were stretched and showed side boob, no bra, and just underwear bottoms. I made a move and we are married now. She insists to this day that she had no intention of seducing me. It's just what she's comfortable sleeping in. Saw side boob and lived happily ever after. Beautiful story. A friend of mine I had a crush on sucked on my fingers. As a joke kinda. Then someone told her they do it in PRN all the time and she never did it again, lol. Decide to randomly put their legs on your lap to sleep while in a car. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe.